prior to doing the show, I received a lot of subtle racism when it came to being in the courtroom. I would be sitting there I started off as a prosecutor, and I would be sitting there waiting for the defense attorney to come, and they would either bypass me because they would assume that I'm not the attorney, or they would assume that I was the legal secretary or a paralegal, never the attorney.
Wow.
I would be in depositions where I would be the attorney that's representing the case, and I would have attorneys yell at me, hang up the phone on me, point in my face, and then my counterpart, who was the lead on the case, they would not speak to at all in that way. And so it was because
I was a white man, probably.
Yes. It was either, in the instances that it happened to me as an attorney, it was always with white men or Hispanic men. And I knew exactly why they were treating me that way. They felt they could talk to me that way. I dealt with that a lot. Yeah. And, growing up, growing up as a Black woman, or just being Black, you develop a very thick skin. You're taught you have to work twice as hard for half as much. It is what it is. And I think that's why, I am to this day as strong as I am, because I dealt with parents who didn't come from much, who were first generation college students. I dealt with my dad telling me stories. My dad's now a federal judge, but when he started off, he graduated from a top law school, the top law school in Texas, and couldn't get a job, couldn't get hired, moved to the city of Dallas and was about to open up his own law firm because no one was hiring, and finally the city did. And I watched my dad work his way up from being an attorney at the city to being the city attorney for the entire city of Dallas, then moving to becoming a federal judge. So I have seen my dad overcome and work hard for the things that he has. And I hear the stories of the injustices that he faced. And it's those stories, that's why my parents are my role models. And it's those stories that make me stronger and give me the courage to do exactly what it is that I'm doing right now.
Good. I'm so sorry to hear some of the things that you've gone through, but I am so happy for you that you've been able to create this platform for yourself and come out of that. And you are such a great role model as well for many people. You just mentioned though your legal background, which I want to make sure to get that point across for people who may not be too familiar with you, that you're not just a reality TV star, you're not just a media personality. Mm-hmm. So what kind of cases did you oversee, and do you ever have the itch to get back into the courtroom to kind of battle these injustices there?
I was civil defense litigation, and that's what I was when I left. And parts of me miss the courtroom, right? I mean, just like building a case, it's what you work for when you're in your office all day, every day. You get to that courtroom, whether it's arguing in front of the judge for a motion or it's a case in front of the jury. I miss that competition. It's like game day. But I'm happy in what I'm doing now because I have the space to be creative. I have a bigger platform to influence. And I was a sports management major. And so I'm able to do sports and entertainment and talk about various topics that I actually really enjoy as well. But I think when you do see me speaking out on social media or having these interviews, it's like the lawyer comes out to me. It's like, oh, I feel like I'm back again. So that's my way of scratching the itch. But I try, like, especially with the instances that are happening now, I didn't start out in criminal, but I've done some criminal work. I used to work for the public defender's office in Milwaukee. And so I did volunteer with an organization just in the last week. I signed up to offer some services because I can help. I can donate a couple of hours of my time a week to help in whatever way I can to ask questions. So
I'm trying. Some of the cases that you're kind of taking on or participating in, how are you helping?
Not cases, but I don't know what they're going to use me for. It's grassrootslaw.org is I believe the website, but they just launched their project where they're asking for volunteers. And so one of the questions is, are you an attorney? And so I said yes. And I said what I was willing to help with. So it just started. So I'm waiting to see what they're going to come back and say they need help with. So we'll see. That's the first time I've offered my legal services in a year.
Well, very much needed right now. That's for sure. So I'm sure they really appreciate you doing that.